Hello, my dear students. Today we're going to introduce the analog clock. And as we know that the clock used to tell the time. We have numbers all around the clock. We have 12 numbers. These numbers represent the hours. The lines around the edges are the minutes. There are 60 minutes marked on the clock. This is because there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So as we move one whole turn around the clock, this means that we passed 1 hour. We now know that 60 minutes are on the clock. So there are 5 minutes, for example, from 12 to 1, from 1 to 2, and so on. So as we move clockwise, we count on by 5. And as we move anti-clockwise, we count back by 5. The small hand points to the hours, while the big hand points to the minutes. When the big hand points to the 12, we say the time is o'clock. We consider the clock as a pizza. So if we have to slice the clock into 4 equal sections, we would have 4 quarters. Each quarter represents a 15-minute section. From 12 to 3, for example, we are counting 5, 10, 15. So this means that each quarter has 15 minutes. Now we have to notice when the big hand moves from the 12 to the 3, so it's quarter past any hour the short arm points to. This is because the big hand has moved a quarter way around the clock face. Alright, let's see when the big hand moves from the 12 to the 6. So it is half past the hour. Which hour? As the short arm points to. So, for example, in this clock, it is half past 4. This is because the big hand has moved half of the way around the clock face. Now what about if the big hand moves from the 12 to the 9? Here we call it its quarter to the hour. For example, in this clock, if the long arm moves to the 9, so it will be quarter to 5. Why we set 5 and not 4? Because we still have remaining 15 minutes or a quarter an hour to reach the next hour, which is 5 o'clock. So we say quarter to 5 means that there is another quarter until we reach the next hour, which is 5. So as you see here, when the long arm is on the 12, we say o'clock. When the long arm is on the 3, we say quarter past. When the long arm is on the 6, we say half past. While when the long arm is on the 9, we say quarter to. Now let's practice more and guess what's the time. Now look at the clock here. As we said that when the long arm is on the 12, we read o'clock. So, how can we read the clock now? It's 1 o'clock. Now let's read the clock here. The short arm is on the 10 and the long arm is on the 3. And we said before that when the long arm is on the 3, we say quarter past the hour. So the hour here is 10. So we say quarter past 10. Here we go to another one. Now the short arm is on the 9 and the long arm is on the 6. We know that the short arm reads the hour and the long arm reads the minutes. So now the long arm is on the 6. So we say half past. Half past what? Half past the hours. So let's look. The short arm points at the 9. So it's half past 9. Okay. Now the long arm moved a little and stops at 9. Here we have the long arm on the 9 and the short arm is between the 12 and 1. But it is nearer to the 1. This means that we still have 15 minutes to be just right 1 o'clock. So we say quarter to 1. Come on guys, it's your turn. Prepare your pens and papers and start writing. Okay, let's guess. What's the time? Yes, exactly. It's 7:30. Or we can say 30 minutes past 7, because as we count from 12 to the 6 by 5s, we will find that we counted 30 minutes. So we can say either 7:30 or 30 minutes past 7. Okay, let's see the next. What's the time now? Exactly, yes, it's 7:45. So someone asks, why it's not 7:45 and it's 7:45? We have to say that when the long arm is on the 9, we say 7:45. Okay, quarter to which hour? We have to look at the short arm. If it is between two numbers, like in this clock, the short arm is between the 7 and the 8. So when we say 7:45, we take the 8, the next number, and not the previous number. Now let's move to the last one. Again, guess the time. Now, the long arm is on the 3. And when the long arm is on the 3, so it reads 15 minutes as we count by 5s from 12 to 3. So either we say 15 minutes past or quarter past. But quarter past what? Quarter past the hours. So where are we going to read the hours? From the short arm. Now let's see, the short arm now is pointing at the 5. So this means that it is 5:15. Some students hesitate if the short arm is a bit slided from the 5 or between the 5 and the 6. So they hesitate which number they're gonna take. Now take it as a note that when we say past, we take the previous number. PP, past, previous. Okay? So if it's between the 5 and the 6, we take the 5. This is the way opposite when we say the 2. When we say 2, we take the number forward. Okay? So if it is between, for example, 5 and 6, so we take the 6. Okay? The later number. Now let's talk about the digital clock. Here is the digital clock. The hours is on the left side and the minutes are on the right side. And we can see this figure on the cell phone or on your microwave at home. Okay, let's link the analog clock with the digital clock. Now, when the long arm is on the 12, we know that we say o'clock. So, when the long arm is on the 12, we put 2 zeros on the minutes side on the digital clock. Okay, now how can I write this in the digital form? Let's read it by the past way. The long arm is on the 3, so we say quarter past 5, because the short arm which reads the hours is on the 5, so we say quarter past 5. How about if I want to write it in the digital form? Now, when the long arm is on the 3, so we passed 15 minutes. From 12 to 3, as we count on, we find that it's 15 minutes. So the long arm now reads 15 minutes. So where are we going to put the 15 minutes? We put the 15 on the right hand of the digital clock, which reads the minutes. So what about the left hand, which reads the hours? Now look at the short arm. It's on the 5. So we write the 5 on the left hand of the digital clock. Okay, let's read now this clock by the digital way. Now the long arm is on the 6, so we say 7:30 because the short arm is after the 7. So it's 7:30. 7:30 means that we pass 30 minutes from the 12 to the 6 as we count by 5s. So we put the 30 minutes on the right hand of the digital clock, which read the minutes. So what about the left hand, which read the hours? Now the short arm is between the 7 and 8. So now I guess which number are you gonna take, 7 or 8? No, when we say past, we have to take the number first. Which number is first here, the 7 or 8? 7. So in the past, we take the 7, which is the past number or the previous number, which opposite to the 2. As we said before, that the 2, we took the next number. If it's between two numbers, we take the next number and not the previous number. Yes, here that's what I said now. Now the long arm is on the 9, so we counted 45 minutes from the 12 to the 9, counting by 5s on. So when the long arm is on the 9, so we counted 45 minutes. So where am I going to put the 45 minutes? I will put it in the minutes place, at the right hand of the digital clock. So what about the left hand, which reads the hours on the digital clock? Now I have to look now at the short arm, which reads the hours. The short arm is between the 7 and the 8. So which number am I going to take now? Oh, I said before that when I say the word 2, so I have to take the next number. Now the short arm is between the 7 or 8 and 8. So which number am I going to take now? I will choose the 8, which is the next number. Well, I hope my dear students understand the analog and the digital clock, but I need you to practice more from the booklet. Thank you so much.